They have to have the familiarity with major yogic texts as part of the competency. And like I said, there'll be a resource guide of what those texts are, including Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, including the Yoga Sutra, including all of these different areas. So if you have a particular point of view, you can go deeper in general. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Any further questions on the curriculum or on learning? Comments or concerns?
So, listening to your explanation, we found that there is no specific number of asanas or types of asanas we have to cover in that.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Other than Sukhasana and Shavasana.
So, for example, we talked about 200 hours of contact, and maybe some players will have like extra quizzes in the middle of the course with the students will feel much more better for the final time.
Yeah, for sure.
So for that time, that case, the test hours that students actually take the test, would it be included with contact hour of 200 hours?
Yeah. Anytime that they're with their teacher and they're talking about whatever part of the curriculum is contact hours. However, any extra readings or homework and those types of things are no longer part of contact hours. Maybe you're not in contact when you're doing that. That should be part of the teacher training program, but like, going to college or something like that, you have your credit hours and then the rest of it is also required, but not necessarily the way that we had it before, this kind of interesting non-contact hour, 200 hours.
So right now she's next to only contact 5 for apply to register for school and the register school and including Sierra school for 200 training. Right now current standard we have to here this little space for the no contact hour in order to get the student. So that part would be actually disappearing from the syllabus within
It won't be disappearing. There will be another space that we will have in the application process where you can submit the homework you're going to be giving, what tests, any supporting materials and content that you will be providing in your teacher training in addition to your content. It just won't be non-contact hours. It will just be supplemental materials that you're using.
そこはなくなりません。今はコンタクトアワーではないね。始めたいカテゴリーになってますけど、名前が変わっていて、サポートアワーみたいな
なっているので、どういったことが生徒さんに出して、どういった本を課題とかして、どういったテストをさせていくことなのかって書いてるんだろうと思っています。Sure. Are you fine now or is it 今それを教えてください。ちょうど西原が2022年が変わるっていうのが、おっしゃるのが、こういう予約をじゃあ年間に条件に変わってくるだろうし、そういう条件に変わってくるだろうし、she's a student and she's a farmer. So she's wondering what she should do because it's on the little bit soon. So whether she should apply for now or wait for the next application coming in to apply for the new standard. So you can apply now under the current standard. If you choose to apply now as a new school, you will have a year from your 2020 renewal date to then submit your new content to the new standards. So you're welcome to continue now, but just know that you will have some time, some wiggle room to continue to teach, and you can transition to 5 ご自身が、出しているそれを新しいので買って、もう一度申請します。1年の理由がここにある。
Again, we'll go over just a little bit a further kind of outline of what the rollout of the new standards versus current standards for teachers in schools would be. So we will.
何がそういった新しいそのスタンド、基準について、申請の基準についてはまだ
Another big piece of our standards up leveling is the lead trainer requirement. So that is going to be changing as well. Our current standards in the 200-hour allow both an ERYT or an experienced registered yoga teacher at the 200-hour level or at the 500-hour level to be a lead trainer.
そしてもう一つですね、大きな今回の変化のチェンジはですね、リードトレーナーのステータスが上がってくるということですね。現在は、リードはですね、先生200であったり、500であったり、どちらでもリードを取れるようになってますけど、
And in our current standards, the lead trainer only has to teach 65 of the 200 hours.
そしてこのリードトレーナーのこれは200時間のうちの60時間だけリードということが今の今なっていますね。
And there can also be more than 32 lead trainers in the teacher training program, as well as teachers that are just part of for specialty areas, and also faculty or people that are specialty experts to come in. So we have different ways of teaching, different teachers being part of teacher training programs, and that won't be changing, but the requirements of hours for lead trainers' involvement in being in the room and teaching content will.
今はですね、現行はもちろんそれぞれのね、特定の分野に長けた先生たちをその特定の分野を行って200時間のプログラムを作るということができています。それは変わらないんだけれども、今リードトレーナーの、その時間で、どれくらいそのリードトレーナーのそのトレーニングの時間をするのかという時間の長さをしてもらっています。それから、どのようにシェアしていくのかという、その管理の仕方が
Under the new standards, the lead trainer must be an ERYT 500. Then you're not requiring this today or tomorrow. We are looking at in the future, and we had projected with help from experts that this could happen by February 2022. However, the feedback from the community since we have released this has been that might not be enough time. So we are definitely reading maybe more like 2025. 見通してたんですが、それを発表したところに
飛ばして2025年ぐらいになるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
And the reasoning for this is both that we feel like the teachers who are teaching teachers should be experts. It also helps with accountability and integrity because we want the lead trainer to be part of and a big part of the actual teacher training program. So the requirement going forward will be that the lead trainer teaches or is there for 150 of the 200 hours.
そしてパーソナリートレーナーの先生に60時間、その場でトレーニングをね、することが必要になっていますね、200時間ですから、その先生の成果を言われているふうに上げることで、その先生のまず人間性ですね、人間性も高まるし、それから知識、経験値も高まる。そういった先生がしっかりと信頼される立場で生徒さんに長い時間として教えてほしいという、
And we are also looking at alternative pathways to become an ERYT 500 because we recognize that there are long-term teachers out there that never got their 500 designation, but maybe have been teaching for 20 years or 30 years or have lineages that don't fit into our boxes. And we definitely want to continue to both honor those teachers as well as from an accessibility lens and an inclusive lens have them be part of our senior as well.
ですから、このERYT500ですけれども、ちょっとですね、特殊な方法で取得できる道も考えてます。というのは、ERYT200しか取得しなくて20年、30年取得先生だったらどうですかね、経験あるけれども、特殊なことない。あるいは、その私たちが定める基準というものをはみ出してしまうぐらいの知識を持っていく、長い役を貢献する人が立ち回ったりするんですね。そこに収まらないけれども、そういう人たちがちゃんとそれを先できるような道を考えています。
そういう点が、今まではまだ読んでないじゃあ、どうして決まってるわけです。
So from your explanation, we understand that you expanded a bit like that level of teacher, main teacher, it will not be determined by when.
Yeah, we had initially said 2022, but a lot of the feedback has been that that doesn't give enough time. So we want to be transparent and listen to the community. So we're going back and looking at that, and we will be in touch soon.
なので、それについては皆さんにね、フィードバックをしっかり取り入れた余裕のある時間に持っていきたいので、今いつまでにということはないと思いません。
And it might have been on our part, not a miss, but a lot of the people that we had spoken with when they were coming up with this were already all ERYT 500s. And so for them, it didn't seem like a big deal, but we have a lot of 200-hour teachers still. So we want to make sure that they have enough time to get the training expertise or years of teaching that one needs to become a teacher trainer.
まあね、大体私たちが接している先生たちっていうのは、ERYT 500の先生たちが多いので、彼らにとっては別にそうなね、スタンダードがあるところでないんだけども、200の人もまだまだいるので、そういう人たちの話をしたいねということで、ちゃんと良い関係性を作っていきたいなと思います。
And we recognize there are a lot of trainings that are in integrity. However, we were finding from looking at the marketplace that unfortunately there were trainings where people would take a teacher training and then become teacher trainers right after they took their 200-hour. And so we are trying to solve for that.
それからもう一つ私の方たちの方でよく見えていることはですね、そのコース200時間のコースを取ったら、すぐ自分が200時間のコースを教える先生になれてしまうようなことなんですね。そういったね、すごく基準が低いトレーニングがすごく増えているんです。ですからそういったところにしっかり監視して、それを解決する策を今考えていることです。
It's not responsible for the professionalization or the recognition of expertise in our industry.
あまりにも軽視してるな、この先生軽視してるなというふうに思います。
Actually, what you just said speaks to the question I had on my mind, which is that 200-hour teacher, when they get done training, there should maybe be, they have to wait 3 years until they can actually be a teacher, until they can teach them. You know, like 3 to 5 years or something, to have the accumulated hours, or a certain amount of hours of teaching. You know, if they taught in 3 years, if they teach 5,000, okay, but in 3 years, if they teach like 3 classes a week, it's not really going to have a lot of hours.
Right.
It's fine that that's present.
Oh yeah,
So-
there's in the US as well. And yeah, it's you're not ready to be a teacher of teachers after 200 hours for sure.
I was just wondering if you were actually going to set something like that now also, because that hasn't been said before. As you said, people come out of trainings and then, voila.
And the ERYT 500 credential, you can have at least 4 years and 2,000 teaching hours. So there is that already in place for the weekend requirement. And for the new standards, those ERYT 500 will need to teach at least 150 hours.
コメントですけれども、こういった現状が日本でも起こっているのかというと、そういうサメからのですけれども、やはりね、その卒業してから教えられるようになるまで、3年、わかんないですけど、何十時間、何百時間、何千時間という時間があって、その教えられているのね、新しい基準は、500ヤードワードになるのは、日本の中心部が必要で、1500時間のその飲酒が必要だというふうに設定しています。それから、今後も新しい200時間の先生に関しても、何をしてなさいな、150時間、150時間のティーチングはできますというふうに。
And we also recognize that the new standards are mostly set on the 200 hour as the initial standard rollout, but now the standards are going to be something that we're continuing to look at. So we need to look at the 300, the 500. We're also looking at mentorship, yoga therapy, specialty credentials, continuing education, alternative pathways. We have many things yet to still work on, and we want to do that responsibly and in community. So it'll be a rolling process of standards uploading from here on out.
今回のですね、新基準を設けるというのは200時間の、コースから始めてますけれども、それ以外に、ヨガアライアンスの継続的な、単位になる、教育単位になるというのがあったり、それからその他のエキスパートのエリアでのトレーニング、セラピーだったりね、いろんなトレーニングのエリアでも基準をこれから変えていかなきゃいけないなというふうに思っているところです。
Any questions on the lead trainer requirements that haven't been answered?
今話をしたのはね、リードトレーナーのそのステータスね、更新ですけれども、それについて何か質問So, you just family mentioned about ERYT, for ERYT scholars for teachings. Does that recommendation always does is that after finishing RYT 200 course or the certified as RYT 500?
For the ERYT 500, there's two different paths to receive that designation. One is you take an RYS 500 program and graduate, and then those hours start. And then, if you want to say that, yes.
2つ例があります。一つは、RIS の学校での500時間のトレーニングを卒業してきたらの積み重ねの
That is a more uncommon path.
これはそう普通じゃないとね。
Most schools,
25年前
most schools teach an RYS 200 foundational training and then offer RYS 300 considered advanced training.
ほとんどのね、学校は違う。こっちのやり方ですね。RYT200 の、トレーニングを提供したら、次300時間のトレーニングを提供して、そして500時間。
Now, if that is the path that you're on for your 500-hour credential, you will still need the 2,000 hours in the 4 years. 1,500 of those hours have to be after your 200 hours.
それでも、まだ4年の教える時間っていうのが必要です。200か300の時間に対してね。その間 ごめんなさい、2000時間のティーチングが必要で、そのうちの1500時間は200時間卒業後のにしないといけないっていうの。
And the 4 years starts after you return.
で、それが4年というのは200時間のアルバイトが取れた後から4年です。
So it's a nice blend.
なので、いい形にする。
Any other questions on that one?
So about weak trainers, is it possible to have more than one trainers for a week job?
Yeah. You can have 2 lead trainers.
はい、それはvery hard. 必要なでも、パンサーとの方は、そうすると絶対5泊の朝の時にSo another question. So for the asana part, for the asana category of asana, and also professional category, those for those two categories that the new teacher has to take
Not necessarily. So yeah, exactly. They can pick the 150 hours that they are more specially experts in, and then you can bring in other faculty or teacher trainers to teach where you feel like that's not your area, or somebody could do it in a better or more productive or safer or whatever way.
So in that way, then you bring some professional sports.
Yeah, exactly.
To teach them, but for those teachers, does not have to have if you're to 500 stars.
No, and in some cases, like when you would bring in somebody like faculty, like if you were to bring in like Amanda is also here and she's a professor and knows about yoga, if you were to bring her in, that is totally okay, even if she doesn't have any sort of designation for the portion that is her specialty, as long as it's not, as long as she's not teaching 100 of the hours. Yeah.
そうです。その場合は、朝のとに関しては、一挙のトレーナーをしないといけないというわけではないですね。先生が教えたいところに選んでもらっているので、必ずしも朝のか、人流の方に入らないかもしれないです。で、そういったことを、例えばそこからの先生に言われカバーしてもらえば、そこから読んできた先生が、言われは人の話を重ねていないというわけではないです。
Thoughts? Questions? And then the last major change for the new standards is a shared ethical commitment. So we've heard from over 85% of the people that we spoke with that they really wanted Yoga Alliance to help with the space of ethical commitment in terms of a scope of practice and a code of conduct.
それからね、今回のことを聞いて、それからね、倫理観について、ヨガというものを使う倫理観の、実はたくさんの人たち、85%の人たちがヨガアライアンスにそういうことに関与してほしいという声をいただいているんですね。しっかり倫理のことをしてほしい。このような姿勢であるヨガの先生として、振る舞っていくのかということを、
So upon registration now, when you become a registered yoga teacher, you will be required to sign on to the scope of practice and code of conduct.
ですから今回ヨガアライアンスのにご自身の資格を得る。そこには必ずですね、そこには倫理の条件が書いてあります。そういうためにどうし
And this is to think about things like safety, accessibility, as well as accountability within the leadership.
試験の中でしっかりと信頼できる先生であること、それから安全性や、それから倫理観というかに固執しないということがすごく大切です。
The scope of practice, both talking about what a 200-hour yoga teacher should and can teach, as well as what they should not and cannot teach.
そこにはですね、自分が教えられるものだけ教えましょうっていうのは、ありきたりの意味ですけど、それが書かれてます。もちろん教えられないものを教えちゃいけないわけです。
We have seen problems with people that are coming out of 200 hours and feeling like they want to serve a certain community but don't necessarily have the expertise or medical license to do so. So making sure that what one's scope of practice falls into what one learned within the foundational 200-hour and doesn't get into areas of safety concerns such as trauma or areas where you should have more training.
どういう意味かというと、同じ時間トレーニングを受けた後に、自分はこういうのが役に立てたい。こういったね、業界でこういった部分に役に立てないと思って、入りたいと思ったんだけど、自分はそのスキルが同じ時間でやれなかったということがあったりする。ドラマとか見たりする。それは同じ時間でカバーできてないので、また違ったトレーニングを積んで、そちらに入るんですね。そういったところですね、やらないといけない。
And in terms of the code of conduct, that's really, again, thinking about the ethical values that I spoke of at the beginning from the traditional sense, as well as ethical values that are necessary to think about in today's world. Issues such as consent and agency, for example.
それから倫理観の中にね、皆さんが見たね、ヨガというのは伝統的な倫理観もそうですけども、それだけではなくて、現代の社会で大切な倫理観というのがあると思います。どういうわけで何でも人に触ることに何でどういうわけで触れたりね、相手とのセッションの中で必ずそれだけどうやってね、行っていくという基準ですね。
The responsibility, what an honor, as well as the power dynamics that are involved when somebody takes the seat of a teacher.
しっかりと、その人が自分の先生であるという証明できるとね、しっかりとスキルをつけているというのを意味としています。
So those will be necessary when one registers. Another component to this ethical commitment is there will be the requirement of a course on equity going forward to be a registered yoga teacher with yoga alliance.
それからですね、もう一つ、まあ、ちゃんと労働的な視野を持っている人に対して、教育をね、そういったところも尊重になるということとして、今回の申請に
So we are staying with the current standard of the requirement of 30 hours of continuing education every 3 years. But 10 of those hours of continuing education will go towards the equity course. The equity course will be free, and it will be platformed by Yoga Alliance, but it will be taught by people that are already in those spaces. So thinking about like accessibility, how to adapt to different bodies, language usage, what it means to have really yoga be for everybody.
皆さんご存知の通り、3回目30時間のヨガアライアンスの教育継続プログラムというのをそれのうちの10時間をご自身のティーチングのスキルがとにかく多動に使っているんですよというようなコースになっていきたいと思います。これはね、ヨガアライアンス自体がプラットフォームを皆さんの方に提出しますけれども、どうやったらもう少しうまくいくか
As well as speaking to and addressing to some really modern problems and conversations that need to be had by racism and consent and being brought up and being discussed from an awareness perspective rather than an expertise perspective as well.
先生としての先生としての状況になってくると思うんですけど、そこについて、例えばね、性の問題、性の平等性の問題、それから人種差別の問題だったりとか、
raising the community to actually get stuff done.
Yeah, that should be part of it as well, like the sustainability piece, definitely. We haven't yet, let me translate that, sorry.
要は電気管のその要は食べ物を皆さんみんなでしっかりというのにできるのかという質問ですね。プースターですね。そうですね。それもその一つに入れていくべき項目です。サステナビリティだっていうのはそのポイントなわけですね。
So the equity course hasn't been created yet. That is the idea that we are